Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a product review of something that I use every single day and that I feel my home and my wallet and my waste bin and the planet at large is better for. I want to make sure that I go on record here and say that I have not been compensated in any way for this review. This is just a product that I use and genuinely enjoy and that I think other people could find value in as well. And as you've probably guessed from the title, we are talking about reusable Ziploc bags. The reason why I go with these over the traditional alternative is because they are a more sustainable alternative to the traditional Ziploc bag that I get years and years and years of use out of, vice just a couple of weeks. And because of the fact that it is reusable, it has saved me money too, which is pretty awesome. I will show you my fridge here towards the end of the video and show you some examples of how I'm using these now, but just so you know that I'm not blowing smoke, I really am using these. Admittedly, I bought these maybe a couple of weeks ago because I was getting low. They do get worn out after a while, they get holes and spring leaks, but I've had these bags since 2017, and yeah, you know, they're starting to show their age a little bit. They're a little bit stained and looking quite well loved, but they still work really, really well, and I'll continue to use them until they wear out, and then I'll find a responsible way to dispose of them. You can buy reusable Ziploc bags in a variety of sizes. I bought these different sizes before I realized that the gallon is really all that I need. This is like a snack size. It wasn't as useful as I was hoping that it would be. This is a sandwich size, which I like quite a bit, and then of course the gallon. I bought these current bags, 8 of them, off of Amazon for around $15. And if you are interested in checking these out for yourself, I will leave a link down in the description and probably in a pinned comment as well. The reason why I started incorporating more sustainable options like this is because I was heavily impacted by the waste and ruin that I witnessed in the natural environment. I was lucky enough to spend 3 years living on an island in the Caribbean, and I spent pretty much all of my free time free diving and swimming in the ocean, and it was an incredible experience that I feel changed me for the better. But I could not get over how much trash there was. Washing up on the beaches, floating through the water, tangled around things that should not have been tangled around, like coral reefs, and a lot of it was single-use plasticky things like baggies and wrappers. I realized that I wanted to be a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem, and one way that I decided that I was going to do that was through pursuing a bachelor's of science in environmental science, which I am now just one class away from completing, which is really wild. But the other was to start incorporating more sustainable options like this. As I began to learn about the impact various anthropogenic activities have on the natural environment and sustainable alternatives to them, it just made too much sense in my mind not to incorporate some of those into my life where it made sense for me. Sustainability is a pretty personal thing. Not everybody has the same needs and the same lifestyle and the same requirements, but the good news is there is something for everybody, and if this is something that you want to take seriously, and if you want to feel like you're doing something for the planet, there is absolutely a way to do it. As this 5-year-old Ziploc bag illustrates, I think these bags are very durable and long-lasting. You can store cold things, warm things, you can store things in the freezer. They work really, really well for a wide variety of uses, and I've never had an issue with food that I stored, like say in the fridge or the freezer, getting like weird and damaged or dried out or anything like that. Another thing that I really like is I think we've all had an experience where we put something that was maybe a little bit too warm into a traditional Ziploc baggie, and it ended up getting like weird and melty and the plastic was just like strange. I've never had that happen with these, which is cool and good because I don't think I want that melted thing touching my food. Another good thing is that these are made out of a durable, BPA-free, high-quality PEVA material, so they're built to last and for you to get years and years and years of use out of. They're also really, really easy to clean, at least in my opinion. I don't have a dishwasher, and I will note and say that I don't know for sure that these are dishwasher safe, so if that's something that's important to you, I'd recommend checking or contacting the manufacturer before you just go for it. But at least in our case, all you do is flip the bag inside out, wash it by hand, set it on your drying rack or dry it by hand, and then you're ready to flip it back out and use it again. It's really simple and straightforward, and honestly, I don't know why these aren't more popular. It feels like such a no-brainer to me. They are, of course, a little bit susceptible to staining. If you were to store something highly pigmented like tomatoes or something very, very fragrant like an onion, you will find that the plastic will take on a little bit of that odor, but you're just going to kind of have that with most plastic materials. I've found that there's not really a great way to avoid that. If you have any tips for removing staining and that kind of thing, let me know down in the comments below, because that would be really, really helpful. My cleanup methodology has always just been to soak it maybe with like a splash of vinegar and then wash it and then roll with it. As long as I know it's clean, I don't mind if there's a little bit of like a residual tomato smell or something like that. I'm using them to store food, so if they smell like food, it's not going to ruin my life. Now, I want to take you over to my fridge really quickly so that I can show you some other ways that we are using these bags. I wish I still had some stuff frozen in them in the freezer. A couple of years ago, Stuart went hunting and got a deer, and we butchered and processed the whole deer ourselves, and then ended up storing quite a bit of that meat in these bags when we ran out of like the vacuum seal bags. And honestly, I feel like these bags worked better, especially for long-term storage and keeping the meat fresh and protected, than the vacuum seal bags did. I wish I had a way to prove that, but you'll just have to take my word for it. It worked really, really well. Now onto my fridge. So first things first, Stuart just put this in here today. It's a sandwich-sized baggie, and it has some of his breakfast sausage in it. Next, if we go down here to the drawer, I have a gallon-sized baggie. This is one of the new ones. I think it's got 3 different kinds of cheese in it. It's working great. And then another gallon size, and it has a block of partially eaten tofu in it. It's working great too. So we have 3 different examples, 3 different kinds of food, and that's barely scratching the surface for all the different kinds of foods that we've stored in these over the years. Now, before I close this video out, I do want to go on record and say that, in my opinion, sustainability is not a one-size-fits-all thing. Everybody has different lifestyles, different needs, different wants, and if this isn't something that would work for you, that's completely fine, because this isn't really necessarily a sales pitch. I just wanted to share something that I use and like quite a lot, and potentially inspire somebody to think about incorporating some more sustainable things into their life. There are literally so many options, especially now. I feel like we live in a pretty cool time where people are starting to think outside the box about sustainability and make it more accessible to people, which I really, really like a lot. So if this isn't the thing for you, that is totally fine. But if it is, like I said, I will leave a link down in the description and in a pinned comment. And if there is a sustainable alternative that you absolutely love, let me know down in the comments below, because I'm always on the hunt for other common sense alternatives that I can incorporate into our life and use. If you liked this topic and you would like to see me talk more about other alternatives that I have incorporated, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, because that tells me everything that I need to know. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.